Oh, that was fun. Can I leave that as my opening? No, I have to go. I have to elaborate. That was fun. What we were trying to do is not get distracted with who's coming to town and try to get better ourselves. And I really felt like they did that. But we did also challenge them to embrace the environment because we were pretty sure it was the Auburn crowd was going to show up. So sometimes that can increase the pressure, but I think they handled it extremely well. And this is probably our cleanest meet of the year so far. So it just shows what we're capable of, and I'd like to say it proves I was right, and they needed to listen to me earlier. So.
Jeff, it's really easy to say, "Oh, we treat it like any other meet," right? But then to actually do it, and in warm-ups, it looked to me like they were pretty in control. But for you, what did you see? Did they look like they were treating it like any other meet, and did that benefit you?
Honestly, our goal is to be our average if our average is really good. And in practice, we do this a lot. So, and you do it without a crowd, and you do it with, three times instead of one time. And it was nice to see them settle down in a pretty aggressive environment, a good, fun environment, but it can rattle you. And they just settled down and did their average stuff that they do most days. So I think that brings confidence because you can't go into a meet like this and have to be perfect to beat the other team. If you do that, then you're probably making mistakes. So in order to go, our goal has been to convince them that your average is going to be good enough to beat most teams. And yeah, in the end, everybody's got to step up one more notch to try to win the championship. But to get there, just if we can keep doing this, we're in good shape.
Jeff, it feels like every post meet conference we're asking about the beam. Tonight on the beam, your squad really went out there and held serve, and then set them up for an opportunity to slam the door shut on the fold. Can you talk about the composure that they showed tonight on the beam and what that meant to come away with the victory tonight?
I'd say the secret is to start a freshman as your leadoff. Win the freshman's page. The we have been going back and forth, and we had a good couple conversations about Beam going into this Friday. About we felt there's still some potential. I mean, we're ranked 7th in the country, and we still felt we were better than that. So we were trying to remind ourselves, let's not be afraid to move things around and see if we can squeeze an extra quarter or half tenth out of it. And we did. And I thought Paige did a fantastic job of taking the leadoff position and setting the bar really high. And we had a lot of confidence in her because that's who she is. She's a rock. And what it did is it allows Arya, who I believe is her natural position, is probably second up, to start to get a little more comfortable, not going right out of the gate. So I think Cassie had it right. The first two people up really set the tone for the rest because you can have a mistake then. You start with a 9-9, you can have a mistake in your lineup and still get a decent score. So we've still got more on beam. We do actually perform better than that in practice. But really, the confidence level they're going to take away from this is pretty big.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Was that they're capable because you've seen it, but making that translate right to the meet with the lights on, how big is that for the meets that you have left on your schedule for them mentally to know we can go out and perform under pressure?
Well, we're going to have to go to some pretty good teams and finish on beam. So we're going to have that. And who knows what our rotation is in postseason. Beam is sort of that make or break event. You've got to have confidence going to beam, or you could struggle in any postseason matchup. So I think if I'm them, I'm taking a heck of a lot of confidence away because last week was really good too, and we've just been building throughout the year. We're getting better, and I think this opens up the idea to them that this wasn't even our best. So maybe we're even better than this. So hopefully we take another step forward. We're on the road, LSU next week, and it'd be really nice to have this beam setter better.
Cassie won her third straight all-around. I think the 39.7 is a career high. Can you talk about what you saw tonight from her?
Leadership, that's she. The position she's in, I I think it shows other people how to compete. And if you watch, she's actually investing in other people before her as well. So, I mean, I can't say enough about her performance. A 39.7 is an amazing score. That might win you the national championship if you do that in Fort Worth. But I'm proud. She should be proud of how she's brought people up around her as well as herself. Just amazing.
Cassie and Aria, they've 3 wins over Alabama in their careers, and unless someone in the 70s did it, I mean, that's all-time wins leaders, right?
I don't think we won anything in this. I don't know.
In the rivalry, yeah.
Wasn't that when the streak started?
Yeah, right. So I think it's the all-time. But what big picture? Obviously, they got a lot that they want to accomplish, and Cassie, gave all the credit to her teammates. But for them, the feather in their cap and something that'll never be taken away from them. What does that mean for those two to get that accomplishment?
They were that part of that class that came in and got wiped out by COVID, and they were also pretty influential in getting us, and they were unsung heroes in getting us to the Final Four. Everybody talked about SUNY and Darien for good reason. I mean, we don't do it without SUNY and Darien, but we also don't do it without Cassie and Aria. So I'm proud of the fact that they can walk away and know that they've got this. Maybe no other Auburn gymnast has a string of three victories over them, but I also think we are at a point now, and they've helped get us to a point now where it's not an anomaly when we win. And I remember, I don't know, was it a decade of answering that question, and then it was, well, you just won once, you just won one time, and you barely beat them and stuff like that. So it's just nice to get that to be just a normal matchup, and to be in the conversation. It's not a fluke when we win now, and they're a huge part of that.
Jeff, talk about the vault tonight. Justin noted to me during the meet that if you average the 49.5 that you guys scored tonight, you'd be the best vault team in the country.
Yeah.
How do you get that out of them every single night here moving forward? You apply the same logic that you have to the beam, to the vault, and just try to get them to duplicate that?
Yeah. Here's the thing on our events. Cassie gave you the secret. The people who are on the outside looking in are pressing the people who are in lineup to get better. Nobody wants to be pulled from lineup. Nobody wants to be passed. So vault in the last week or two has gotten deeper. We've actually got 2 or 3 girls who are really at a close point of getting into that lineup. We warmed up 8. We could have warmed up 9 people today. So we weren't able to say that in January. And I think that's helping. Everybody's looking over their shoulder going, well, good for her, but, I want my spot. And you just saw what happened last week when Olivia Greaves came into bars. Bars started to step up a little bit because, good, we want that, but that means somebody's coming out, and everybody is on edge a little bit and pushes a little bit in practice. Vault is doing that right now, and what they can take away is that we're that good of a vault team, but now you can't be comfortable, and that's a really good place to be right now.
We have time for one more. Good? All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.